I know you guys are gonna fucking kill me because this isn't my traditional Batwoman reaction video. But hey, I decided I'm gonna do the whole season for you guys anyway, so suck it up. Besides, I wasn't gonna get a video out quick enough for a weekly upload anyway, because I was doing my hair and I'm a black girl. We don't take our hair very lightly. But my reasoning for making this a traditional review instead of a reaction is the episode isn't that bad. Now, when I say a Batwoman episode isn't that bad, what I mean is that the quality has been restructured, which means they took one of the best aspects of the show and put it at the forefront, and put the main story, whatever the fuck that is, in the background. It's one of those tricks that network television showrunners do when they know what they're making is garbage, and they have to convince their audience what they're watching is good. Like tricking them, like, okay, I know the first 4 episodes were trash, but look, this is the Emmy episode. This is the episode with all the acting and all the emotion, and this is why you should care about these characters. And they kind of trick you. I was almost tricked. They took the Alice plot and they made it the main focus of the episode. That was a point in its favor. And the chick who plays Alice is actually pretty good when she's not doing that hokey Joker shtick she does, reciting Alice in Wonderland quotes. Alice is carrying this entire episode. When she has to be dramatic, when she acts, she's actually good. Who fucking knew that when the actors take the role seriously, they're actually really good? But all in all, is the episode good? No. No! The Alice plot is still propped up by convoluted, nonsensical plotting. Fucking Alice is doing some shit again. She's skinning people for whatever reason. Kate finds out about it. Of course, this is another result of Kate's ineptitude as Batman. She doesn't put Alice away like she's supposed to. So Kate is like, oh, I'm gonna stop her for good. She dresses up as Batwoman. She goes to their lair and kicks some serious... She kicks some serious wind, the air around people's ass, not actual ass. Well, before she gets there, of course she's in a tizzy with Luke about fucking something. Like, oh, Batman doesn't have night vision goggles? And then Luke is like,
Batman doesn't do goggles.
Yeah, Kate, the audience, Jesus, and his disciples are all sitting around confused, like, what the fuck does that mean? But eventually we do find out that Batman does have night vision goggles. They're just not traditional goggles. They're like goggles inside the cowl. But the thing is, the night vision isn't warranted for this, because even when it's dark, the room still has natural lighting, so you can still see everything for some reason. Oh god, this is so bad. They build up Batwoman's entrance. She's zip zooming around the room. She's hidden under cover of
dimness.
And I'm thinking the whole time, it's like, where is she hiding? There are no hiding spots in this fucking room. They're in a room that can only be described as a high school science room. It's like that big. Where the fuck it's like her hiding in my room. Where the fuck is she hiding? She grapples from some unknown location? The vortex from Poltergeist, I guess? What the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. As she's like kicking their ass, very slowly, might I add. They're not shooting at her. They got their fucking masks on, and the eye holes are covered up with this dark shit. And I'm like, just take off the fucking masks, and maybe you'll be able to see her so you can take her out. So, okay, so that's that shit. So Kate knocks her out, chains her up, and is like, what are you up to? What's your plan? And come on, like, stop doing it. Doesn't have to be your life. Garbage. Like, she continues to negotiate her like she has a normal functioning non-monkey brain, talking to her like she hasn't killed dozens of people at this point. Yeah, she says, oh, I want to tell you my long dark tale. And from there, it's just like road trip scenes between Kate and Alice, the commander and the ex-girlfriend. The green screen when Kate and Alice are driving, it's hilarious. And it kind of reminds me of that little scene from the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer.
Okay, pal, I want answers. Basically, it looks like I'm gonna have to save your planet.
And then we got some B-plot with Luke and the stepsister for some reason, which is the worst. It's the worst thing imaginable. It sucks so bad. Like, there's this creepy guy with this freak son.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Who got made fun of so much that he isolated him from the rest of the world to shield him from ridicule. And now he, kidnaps children to be friends with his kid? Young Alice, aka Beth, is under the impression that he's a good guy and he's eventually going to call the cops and her family is eventually going to find her. But then this idiot leaves the television on a news station that's reporting on her disappearance.
Police announced earlier that they've expanded their search for the missing Kane girl to the county of Bloodhaven.
Wait, your dad said he called the police. Why don't they know I'm here?
I'm sorry, but any abusive kidnapping parent isolating their child from the rest of the world would not have any cable channels with news broadcasts. What? Why does he even have a television? Oh, the outside world is cruel. It's dark. But here, watch the nightly news where you hear about people being murdered in droves in Gotham City. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I just want to go home.
This is your home now.
Dad! Dad!
Like, honestly, why are you yelling for your father in a basement? You know he's not out there. What are you doing? What are you doing? But I still consider it to be the strongest part of the episode because it's not focused on any of the shitty main characters except for Commander Kane and his Snapchat filter face. Beth managed to escape temporarily and call her father with the window of time she had.
Hello?
Daddy, it's me, Beth. You have to help.
Beth? Where is she?
Allow me to explain.
My daughter Beth called me not 1 hour ago from this house. She said, help, clear as can be.
But then Crispin Glover's like, nah, wait. It was actually my son. My son pretended to be your daughter, because he's been obsessed with the story, since it was on the news.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Beth. I learned a new song on my cello that I can play on the first night of Hanukkah.
Oh, well, how does he know how her voice sounds?
He saw a home video clip on the nightly news.
But then it's like, okay, how does he know she plays the cello, that she's Jewish? How does he know that? Do Gray Scott doesn't fucking ask how he knows that. I'm just screaming at the screen like, how do you ask him? Fucking ask him! In spite of its strength, it's still tied to Batwoman, and it's still tied to Alice's rickety character motivation. Oh, she's mad because her father supposedly forgot about her and he never cared about her. But there are a lot of things contradicting that. Like the fact that Alice knows the stepmother lied to the father and said she was dead all these years. They held on to the map with her search pattern all these years. After one anonymous phone call out of nowhere, he went from Gotham to the countryside within an hour, breaking down this man's door to look for your stupid ass. And you know they were in the house because Kate was in the house looking for you, and you knew it. And she still has the fucking nerve to blame Kate because her twin tuition didn't kick in, and she didn't feel her through the slab of concrete between them. What the fuck? And we're still meant to sympathize with Alice. Why? When you start thinking about it, Alice's motivation doesn't exist anymore. It's like gone. It's like poof. It's gone. The only person that she should be mad at is the stepmother. The stepmother should be fucking dead right now. But no, she's still hung up on this childish, irrational belief, which is what the show wants you to hang on to in order to explain away Alice's fixation on the father. Like, oh, she's crazy. She's crazy. That's why she's doing it, because she's crazy. But that's kind of not enough to justify this. And wouldn't it be devaluing her motivation as a character to just say, oh, she's just crazy, and that's why she just wants to do it, because she's crazy? We can't sympathize with her if we can't relate to her pain and her motivation. Earlier in the episode, they mentioned there was a breakout at Arkham.
There was a breakout at Arkham.
Another guy who also likes to skin cadavers for some reason, which is the same thing Alice was doing, was put away, and then he got back out. Turns out the guy who escaped was their waiter, who is also Mouse, her fellow captive and childhood friend. And apparently they have something cooked up for Gotham. I think this is exactly how it's gonna go. Alice's deformed, baloney-faced friend wants to make everyone in Gotham ugly, either by a chemical gas or some kind of chemical liquid, making everyone the same as him. Therefore, he can get the proper socialization, and he can feel at home in society. I think that's where this is going. That's my theory. Please don't steal. They needed the stepsister to finally figure out what the fuck was going on with the family and the whole Alice situation, and it's just blurted out during a mother-daughter walk in the city. She just blurts it out, like, and the scene looks so horribly dubbed.
Because it wasn't a mix-up.
Are you covering up for the lab's mistake? Mom, you don't have to do that.
It was a lie.
You wouldn't do that. Because that would be horrible.
Are you Brigadier Chow of Shenwu Fort? Quite right. Now I think it's time you die.
That is not them talking in that moment. Batwoman is still shit. It's what it is. They just took the best part of the show and put it in the front and took the worst parts and put it in the back. It's just quality restructuring. The episode is still garbage. It's just, it's fresh garbage. It's like if you're homeless and the people at Krispy Kreme just threw out the bear claws and you get to it while it's still good before the worms and the flies get to it. That's what I'm talking about. That's it's trash, but it's fresh trash. It wasn't cringe enough to react to, but I still wanted to do a video on it because I just wanted to explain. I heard Mauler and the EFAP boys are still coming out with their thing, which is great. Like, I would still agree with everything they have to say about the episode. Like, but just me personally, I just wasn't, it wasn't popping enough for me. But next week's episode,
I want this so-called executioner cuffed.
He's using methods of capital punishment to kill his victims.
A perfect match.
business as fucking usual. So definitely expect a regular reaction for episode 6 because that's definitely coming. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you for episode 6 next week.